We're Hassani and Danielle Pettiford, and we're a real couple with real problems who almost called it quits.
I was very frustrated. I became very disconnected, very jaded and cold.
We have 4 children, going on 20 years of marriage, and we practice what we preach.
Our mission, to change the way couples relate to one another and teach them the skills needed to improve the quality of their relationships. This is the Couples Academy Show.
Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Couples Academy Show. My name is Hassani.
I'm Danielle.
And we do this thing every day. We do it every day, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I don't know where you are around the country, but we're glad you're tuning in. And we like to connect with people around the world. We hang out, we have conversations about your life, your love, your marriage, all things concerning you. And we're here to just answer questions, provide you with some advice to take your relationship to the next level. We've been in a series on, how to heal from trauma, from betrayal trauma. And we're going to continue that conversation today with how to heal the hurt in your marriage. So if that's what you're looking for, you're in the right place. But remember, before we get started,
make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. That way you won't miss a notification or a show. And make sure that you share it with your friends and your family. We want this message to reach the 4 corners of the earth. And guess what? Through your help and through your shares and all of that, it's actually happening, y'all. Every week we got people from all over the world tuning in, so it's actually working. So keep it up and thank you.
And another great announcement, we put this on Facebook and social media, that we want you to know that we're going to 2 times a day. That's right, starting November the 1st. We're going to be doing Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m., but Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Because there's people who can't make it live. They miss it every single time. Maybe they're in a different time zone within the continent of the United States, or maybe they're on another hemisphere. Right, they're in another part of the world, and
some people are just nighttime people too.
Yeah.
Right? Some people they doing other things in the morning, and at night that's when they chill out and they try to research. Actually, statistics. I just want to throw this out there because I used to do all the marketing for our company. The statistics show that we actually do our research for relationship issues in the evening, even into the wee hours of the night and early morning.
That's very true.
Talking about 12 and 1 in the morning. So people actually do more self-improvement things in the evening.
Yeah. So we're going to be here for you. And people have asked, well, is it the same show? Are you covering the same content day and night? The answer is no. So what we're going to do, guys, you know how Friday is relationship Q&A? We are getting rid of Friday's relationship Q&A and making the evening show all relationship Q&A, because when we did a week or 2 of relationship Q&A in the daytime, there was such an incredible response, so many questions, and we want to make sure that we're getting your questions answered. So the entire evening show will be a call-in show. You can literally call into the show and we could talk to you about your situation, or you can post in all of our social media chats and we'll respond to those answers. So we'll be going 5 days in the morning with straight content to educate you, to give you what you need, and then you can tune in that evening to get your specific question asked. So when we cover a topic in the day, your question should be specific to the topic. If it's not, it will be covered in the evening. And more of our team, our practitioners, will be joining us in the evening to make sure that you're getting exactly what you need and what you want. So we're excited about that. That will be starting November the 1st. But this weekend, Thursday, we are going to be in Wisconsin for an amazing marriage getaway. The virtual access to that is $197, which is an incredible offer. The link will be in the description so that you can register for that. It is not too late. And once again, last chance weekend, folks, December 10th through the 12th. This is your last opportunity before the end of the year. We want to make sure you take advantage of that. We're filled to capacity for November, so now we're preparing for December, and we're excited about it. Really quickly, we just want to share with you what that last chance weekend is all about, and then we're going to dive into today's topic, so stay right there.
Welcome back, everybody. You're watching the Couples Academy show. We've got to acknowledge some of our regular listeners. Good morning, Gonzalez. Good to see you, my brother. Sean, Natalie from Georgia. We don't know what part, but you're pretty close. Jessica, good morning. Hey, Jewel. Patrice, Lynette Smith, good morning. Torrey says, awesome. Thanks for adding the additional time Monday through Thursday. Absolutely. Patrice, good morning. Valicia, good morning. Bill Tucker, legendary lady, good morning, all the way from Long Beach, California. Who else is with us today? Hey, good morning, Kathy. I got your message. Guess who's gonna be there besides the couple of couples we know about? Yours truly, us, will be there. Kathy asked, do I know any other couples that are gonna be at the retreat this weekend? Yes, you know us, and we can't wait to see you. Valencia, we already gave you credit. Hey, Ken, good morning. Lakeisha, JD Pruitt's with us. Jackie, J, Bay, hey. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, liking, sharing, and subscribing. We really appreciate it.
And to all the people who are watching on the replay, we want to welcome you too. We know that you're connected to us and we appreciate you for your time. Listen, how to heal the hurt in your marriage. Here's the reality, folks. You have to understand that hurt is a part of the marriage. You know, Pastor was preaching a good message. He was talking about how you have both joy and pain, sunshine and rain, right? Sometimes you don't appreciate the sunshine if you have sunshine every single day. Right. Not that you're looking for pain to appreciate the sunshine. No, who wants pain? But it is a part of the process. So when it happens, it shouldn't make you think, oh my God, this should have never happened. How could I withstand this? The relationship is over. I don't know a single person who opens themselves up to love who hasn't experienced some type of hurt on some type of level. And I think what happens is after an affair has occurred, we build these walls and we say we'll never put ourselves in a vulnerable position again to be hurt. And so we continue to stay with our partner, but we have these thick, impenetrable walls that keep us from developing closeness and intimacy in a relationship. So we're living a life of self-protection, self-preservation, and we wonder why we don't have the same type of relationship that we had in the beginning, because we're getting in our own way by putting these barriers in place that prevent it.
It's so true. I love what you were saying too. You know, you need the opposition to grow. And what the other thing that Pastor said was, you know, where would David be without Goliath, right? Who would Jesus be without Judas?
Wow.
That's big, right? And so the opposition in your life is meant to propel you towards your destiny, right? Think of it like that. And that takes us to our first point.
Before we get to that first point, I do see Natalie asked a quick question. Where will the Last Chance Weekend be held? It'll be held here in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, at our retreat center. So you can go to the website and just click on Last Chance Weekend. All the details are there.
Reach out. Go to the first point.
Oh yeah, right. How to heal your marriage. All right, first point is you for today. You gotta shift your focus.
And that's why I wanted to tie it to that, because if you start to look at the opposition as a propeller to push you forward instead of something to anchor you down, going back to the David and Goliath, you know, he had to be victorious and conquer Goliath, right? David was the man. I mean, he was, God loved him. He acknowledged him so many times, even though he messed up a lot. Actually, he messed up a lot. But he took out Goliath. And Jesus had to be betrayed in order for salvation to come to all of us. And so we need to shift our focus and begin to see the things that come at us as a way for us to catapult to the next level of spiritual strength, mental and emotional strength. It's hard for us to do that sometimes when we're in it. The person is so close to us, and we also are sitting in a position of, they don't get to get away with this. They should not get away with this. So I'm gonna harbor resentment and hurt feelings. I'm gonna never forgive. Like Hassani said, I'll never open my heart up again. And all you're doing is anchoring yourself to the hurt and to the pain so that you cannot move forward.
Yeah, Erykah Badu, in her first album, she had a cipher, and I remember her saying, in every experience, there's a lesson learned. And so even when you go through heartache, setback, challenges, struggles, there's always something that you can learn from that experience on what to do the next time, how to avoid, how to anchor yourself, how to prepare. Like, if you're not getting the lesson from the experience, then it can keep you trapped in that pain, and then you remain in the unacceptance that we talked about yesterday, not accepting that it is your reality and it has happened. And so, yeah, you're right. You got to shift your focus. And remember, focus is an acronym, which means to follow one course until successful. So I want to move forward in my marriage, but my mind begins to wander back to the hurt, back to the pain, back to the past. So I've got to refocus myself, and I've got to follow one course. What's the course? See, that's the question. Well, what is the course? What is the path that I want to be on? Well, where do I want to go? What's my destination? I want to be over there. So I've got to focus on that path, focus on the destination, and don't allow any other thoughts to creep in, any other temptations to do anything else to creep in until I get to my final destination. I got to follow one course until I am successful. And when both husband and wife, both partners engage in that process, you will get there. Absolutely. Now, in your journey, if we're driving to, let's just say Miami, that's about a 12-hour ride. If I allow every detour, every pit stop, every exit to become a temptation that I go off on, sometimes you hit gridlock traffic. I can allow all of these circumstances to knock me off my course, to make me want to throw in the towel, call quits, and say, you know what, maybe this trip isn't worth taking. Maybe we should just turn around and go back to Atlanta. Well, don't we have to sometimes anticipate that there are going to be challenges and obstacles along the way that we will face? Yes. And it goes back to the mindset.
It does, because what I'm thinking about as I'm listening to you is, the intention of it. We do not, I feel like we're oftentimes remiss in setting the intention for the day, because we're already waking up in offense, in hurt. We wake up, we look at our spouse, we think about what they did. Sometimes some of us are sitting up in the middle of the night looking at our spouse, like if I could bust him upside the head, or if I could knock her out, I would.
Are you telling on yourself?
No, I love you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So some of us are doing that, right? And so we set our course for our day already off track. You have not set the intention for the day. But even in the best of our intentions, right? Even when you wake up in the morning and you say, Lord, I submit this day to you, not my will, but your will be done. Lord, give me the strength to look this person in the eye. Give me the strength to do the things that I should do, even though I don't want to do. Mm-hmm. When we set the course for the day, even when we do that, we have to understand that there is a battle. You're putting on your armor, but there's still a battle. And to Hassani's point, you go on a road trip and you have the intention of going to your destination, but you hit a pothole. You didn't know the pothole was there. It blows a tire. Do you just park your car in the middle of the freeway with traffic going 80 miles an hour, fold your arms and be like, oh, well, I tried to get there, but my tire's blown. I'm sitting here on this freeway and I ain't getting out the car. How crazy is that?
Crazy.
What you do is you flag people down, you get off, you get to the side, right? You're like, okay, I don't even have a spare tire. What do? We start to figure it out, right? We wave somebody down, we get on our cell phone, we call AAA, we get busy getting the tire fixed so we can continue down the road. And that's why I love it how the scripture talks about we get new mercies every day. Because if you start out your day with the right intentions, right? And you hit a pothole along the way, in the night you can rectify that, go right on back and get your intentions right. Thank you, Lord, forgive this X, Y, and Z. Thank you for today. And then you have a new day. And that's you edging closer to the moving forward that you're trying to do. As opposed to, you get stopped, you lost that tire, and you just stayed there.
I totally agree. And that's metaphorically what a lot of us are doing in our lives, in our relationships, and we're stuck. And what's so deep about that, Danielle, I remember working with a couple years ago, and I'm like, you guys, like you've been in the same place for the last 3-4 months. And I'm like, do you want to be stuck? And you know what she said? She says, yes, I want to be stuck. I'm not ready to get unstuck. I'm not ready to release. I'm not ready to let go. I'm not ready to stop the anger. I'm not ready to do any of that. I want to be exactly where I am, hurt and mad and miserable and in pain. And I want him to feel it, and he needs to pay. And that's where and it wasn't until she made the decision. Remember, healing is a choice. Recovery is a choice. It is a decision that you have to first make. You're waiting for a situation, circumstances, feelings, all these other things to change before you do something. No, you doing something will change the situations and the circumstances and the conditions and the feelings and the thoughts that you have. It starts with you. And so the question is, are you ready to truly heal? because healing comes with a responsibility. Healing comes with actions. It's not sitting around waiting for somebody to knock on your door or to ring your bell or to pick up and ring your phone. Wait, it's going to just appear and take over you. No, it's something that you have to go out and get. It's exactly what Danielle's been talking about. And until you get to that place, you will always remain in a hurt place within your relationship.
Heaven suffereth violence, right? And the violent take it by force. So that means that you got to fight for the thing that you want. There's a comment here from, let me see if I can put it up. I got it up. Now I can't read it. It says, good morning from Texas. How do I offer advice to my wife for working through issues or her reactions when she sees me as the one that caused them? I mean, this is somebody that has to work out her own issues, right? Obviously, counseling can support her. She needs to get into some kind of support group, not a girlfriend friendship group like that, because oftentimes they're the ones that can be, pouring negativity into her life. But, as far as what you can do, because you can't control the other person, is to be completely transparent, open, understanding, and sympathetic to it. If she is seeing you as the reason why she's feeling this way or reacting this way, then check what it is that you're doing. Is there any validity to that? Is there anything that you could change? Can you offer simple acknowledgement, right? I think sometimes, and it sounds like you're the unfaithful partner, oftentimes the unfaithful partner just gets fatigued. Like they've confessed it already, they've said it already, they've changed, and they're just sick and tired of hearing about it. They want to move on, but you really do have to slow down and pump the brakes and give your hurt partner the time that they need to heal, to process through things, to open up that wall of trust and forgiveness, which takes time. It's a journey. And so anything that you can do to make it easier for her is what I would suggest.
And be the model that you want her to mirror. Like oftentimes, you're asking, what advice can I give her? Why don't you include we, us, our into your language? Hey, how about we get help? How about we focus on healing? How about we go to therapy? Because I know, and you take the lead on it. I know that there's some things in me that I need to work on. And so how about we individually and collectively go through a process to get to a better place? Another thing that she needs from you is, is your reassurance, right? Because there are conversations she's having with herself in her own mind that's cementing in her consciousness this belief that it's not going to get any better, it's not going to, but you need to constantly reassure her and fill her up and sprinkle her with words of encouragement that give her another thought to think and another story to believe.
Now, let me just share this, guys, because it's the bomb. It's called Healing is a Choice. 10 decisions that will transform your life and 10 lies that can prevent you from making them. This is by Stephen Otterburn. If anybody has ever worked with me, you probably are reading or have read this book, because to me, this book was transformational even after going through marital issues and other issues in life, realizing that marital issues are not your only problem. Okay, you got a lot of problems. And what ends up happening is we're telling ourselves lies that keep us anchored to our hurt and pain. This is a very empowering, self-empowering book that helps you to understand that you are the change you are seeking.
Absolutely.
And once you change, and we say this all the time, drawing a circle around your own 2 feet and look at you. When you start looking at you, and I don't care if you're the hurt partner or if you're the affair partner or if you're the unfaithful partner, when you start to look at yourself and deal with all the issues that you have going on, you start to feel better and you start to behave differently. And when you start to behave differently, it changes everything. It changes the atmosphere. People cannot interact with you the same when you're not the same. And so that's really the heart of the issue. When we're working with couples, we're not just focused on, okay, you were unfaithful, so we got to fix you because you're wrong. It's not that. It is a balanced process where both people go into this process working on self-improvement for themselves so that they can be better together. And that's how you have a long lasting relationship that is close, committed, and mutually satisfying.
Randa says the right intentions that definitely set your mind set. And yes, healing is a choice.
Yes.
Reading that book right now.
Okay.
Thanks to you, Hassani. And Danielle, appreciate that. Kay Crumby says, hey guys, I'm new to your channel. Welcome. We're glad to have you. But my wife recently found out that I had an affair 5 years ago. She's now out of the house and agreed not to divorce, but wants to separate from me and the marriage. So if it's recent, you're in what we call the discovery phase. It is the most painful, the most volatile, the most emotionally intense phase. In that phase, a person doesn't know what they want to do. There's a lot of ambivalence. Do I stay? Do I go? They're thinking about, okay, do we have kids? Do we have finances and legal ties that attach us? Like, okay, is it better just for me to leave, to clear my mind, to get in the right place? So some people have that as a knee-jerk reaction. They leave because they need to be out of that environment. And so what I would encourage you two to do is to enter into a controlled separation. We've been talking about that a lot. If you don't know what that is, please reach out to us, set up a discovery call at 678-200-8996. That may be something that she is open to that can help, because if she's agreed not to divorce, that's a hidden blessing, guys. Hold on to that, because guess what? It means that there's space, time, and room for healing and transformation and restoration of that particular relationship. So go to the website, couplesacademy.org. Also, we have a video called, I forget the name of it, but if you just search the term controlled separation and put in Hassani Pettiford, Danielle Pettiford, or Couples Academy, it will pop right up and it will walk you through the steps. Now, what I will say, a lot of times people do controlled separations, but they want to pick and choose what parts, what pieces, what advice that they want to use. And listen, if you're baking a cake, don't you need all the ingredients? If you leave out some ingredients, you're not going to get the result that you want. So you have to follow every single step in order for it to work. And a controlled separation is for the purpose of what? Moving back into the household and restoring that marriage.
Okay, there's a comment here about the book. What is the title? It's called Healing is a Choice. 10 decisions that will transform your life and 10 that can prevent you from making them. It's by Stephen Otterburn. Stephen Otterburn, look that up. I want to go to this comment here from Gonzalez saying, people in general quit before they get started. Lack of communication and motivation fail in order to move forward. It takes one step to open up. Approach and tones are important to communicate properly. And I mean, perfectly stated. I mean, I think one of the biggest reasons too why people cave in and quit before they even get started is because of the fear of what if. Right? They're always so afraid that if I tell the truth, or if I do this, or if I open up my heart, then this will happen. It's about busting through that fear wall. Sometimes we have to take the plunge. Yeah. Have you ever seen a diver in the Olympics hesitate to jump off of that diving board? If they do, it's usually disastrous. They hit the water with a splat, and that's a painful hit. Have you ever hit the water like that? Oh, yeah. And splat and had a headache and your stomach and your
Remember when I was in Miami and I fell off that board? Oh, I was in pain for
he was messed up because you hit that water wrong. You didn't take the plunge. You fell in there and flopped.
I did.
But you gotta sometimes do something with abandon. And when you don't know what to do, you get yourself into the hands of people who do, so that you can have full trust and full abandon. And then you won't have to worry about those fears. But absolutely, taking your time, one step at a time, one day at a time, one task, one action. Next thing you know, you're at the finish line.
Yeah. That's a great point. Mm-hmm. Listen, DWW says letting go makes you feel vulnerable to being hurt again. And guess what? That's the reality. Like, if you open yourself up to be vulnerable, yeah, there is a risk that you can be hurt again. Yeah. But check this out. If you build up a wall to protect your heart, there's also a risk that you'll be hurt again. Like, whether you have a wall up or not, it has no impact on what someone else is willing to do. Like, it's not like they're gonna stop hurting you because you have a wall up, or start hurting you because you tear the wall down. See, at the end of the day, there's a hidden risk in not being vulnerable.
That's right.
The hidden risk is that you will continue to remain in a hurt place. There'll be a wedge between you. You'll be emotionally disconnected. You two will wind up slipping into two different worlds. We call that the emotional or social divorce, while still in your legal marriage. And it will ensure that you remain in the same place or get progressively worse. So vulnerability, intimacy, transparency, connection is a main ingredient if you want to begin to restore your marriage. Okay? Next question. How do you stop thinking about your spouse having sex with the person they cheated with? That's That's huge. And so when we're talking about the recovery process, there are many steps in the affair recovery process, but we also focus on the individual recovery process. And so we did 2 master classes. One is entitled Overcoming Emotional Triggers. I would highly recommend you get it. It's a 4-hour masterclass. You can find it on our website at Couples Academy by going to the store page. And the other one was Sex After Betrayal. That is specific more to the question as well, because oftentimes when you're engaging with your spouse, did it feel like that with her? Oh, did you make sounds like that with her or with him? Like whoever it is. And so there's a process and techniques to go through in order to overcome those triggers and begin to engage in mindfulness that will allow you to cast away those particular thoughts.
Absolutely. And, listen, there are scriptures on this, casting down every imagination that rises itself up against the things of God. But here's the other thing, you have to actually begin to practice. It's like mental acrobats, right? You have to learn how to change the picture that's in your head. We do this all the time unconsciously. You have to move into conscious competence where you see a picture in your head and you learn how to switch the picture to something that you want to project into your future. Now that goes into a whole rabbit hole of teachings. So make sure that you sign up for those master classes, because this is something that you're going to have to take control over. This is something that only you can fix. If your spouse is walking right, doing everything right in recovery, getting themselves together, and has not cheated again and will not cheat again, that's not going to change the mental pictures in your head. You have to take control of that.
Yeah.
Constance, I see you. We haven't seen anything come through for you, but I will reach out. I will actually reach out to our assistant and find your name, and I'll reach out to you personally. So thank you for letting me know.
Jerron says, my wife and I will be starting marriage counseling soon. She wants to separate, and working on the marriage is not a priority for her. Okay, but yet still starting the process. And I think that's good. We've talked about this before, that there's 3 types of couples. Couple number 1, they both want the marriage. Couple number 2, one wants it, one's unsure. Couple number 3, one wants it and the other one doesn't. Matter of fact, if I can say this, in our last chance weekend, one of the couples who tunes in every day, who was there, one spouse said, I was only coming because that was what he wanted. I already made up my mind that I was done. It was over. I had already checked out. Matter of fact, my thought was, as soon as we get back from this weekend, I'm going to do my thing, whether that was packing my bags and leaving. My mind was set. But something changed and shifted in this weekend. And so listen, if she's tuned out, if she's done, but still willing to show up, there's a hidden miracle in that. That means that regardless of what she's saying out of her mouth, regardless of what her heart and her intentions may be, there's still a possibility for change and transformation. So if it can happen for other couples, it can happen for you.
Absolutely. Jerome, I reach out to us. This is a lot. This is more of a conversation, really, a therapy session than a quick answer. So just reach out. It looks like you're going to be starting counseling very soon. I'm glad to hear that. At the end of the day, once you get into the hands of some good counseling and somebody can lead you both in a direction, that's really going to help, because right now you're both doing your own things and have your own ideas about what should and should not be. You really need to get in the hands of somebody who knows what to do and can show you the way. But reach out to us. We're happy to help as well.
Listen, you've been watching the Couples Academy show. That's our show today. I hope that we were able to give you something that you needed. We'll be back tomorrow for a continuation of this conversation. But remember, once again, before we go, 2 new times, right? Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. and then Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Make sure you tell the world, because we're coming for you. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.